Welcome to Free Beer Friday, powered in part by the Bearded Monk and Classic of Denton. The views and opinions expressed by the show hosts and their guests are those of the show host and guests, and not necessarily those of the sponsors, DentonRadio.com, or the Denton Convention and Visitors Bureau. For more information, visit the Policies and Procedures page at DentonRadio.com.
It worked out well.
I should do that.
Oh my gosh, we're on. Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Free Beer Friday. Your host as always, I'm Ben from the Bearded Monk. Look who's with me today. Look at this.
Betsy from Union Bear.
Yeah,
Filling
wait.
in for Jennifer, the bearded lady.
Union what? Union what? There we
Union
go.
Burr. I think it's Burr.
It's
Union
on
Burr?
there.
No, you can't. Yeah. Don't worry about that.
Union
We're going to be
Burr.
all right. All right, who's with us today?
From TKO, we brought along Lindsay.
That's right.
And Ty, and their awesome beers. We were talking before the show, and I asked them, what was a happy accident that you guys encountered? And I got a really good answer. So I want to jump in there and have you guys explain your happy accidents, because we all have them, right? So
Lindsay has an accident every day, so we won't go into that. But, no, we've got two. So we've got the snake and we've got the poison. So which one?
Yeah.
They're separate.
Do you want to
Oh,
go
I like
poison?
this.
I'll
Think
go
that they're
snake.
different.
I'm
Take the
really
poison.
loving
Yeah.
that I'm trusting
Yeah.
this beer right now.
Yeah?
Just snake and poison. That's all I know.
I'll drink it just so you
All
say.
in
Yeah.
one.
It's an
You drink
amazing
first.
brew.
No, take a sip of mine.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you. Cheers.
Do y'all want to trade to prove that we're not poisoning?
Okay.
What do we
Let's
got?
go with the snake.
What's
Okay.
happening
Snake's
here?
fun.
I'll go snake. So David, who is our brewer, we just brought him on a couple months ago.
3 months.
Everything's going great.
We made sure he stayed outside. Yeah, and in fact, if you're just sitting at home doing nothing, David's out there serving free beer right
Yep.
now. So
Come and hang out with him.
Come on.
It's the name of the show. Come on.
They've got a jockey
Yeah.
box and everything. It's all
Yeah.
nice and cold.
Y'all are professional. Okay, so
Straight out the
sorry.
keg.
Anyway,
No, you're good.
this sad man that we've relegated to only standing in the lobby.
Oh, look at him.
So cute.
He's pretty cute.
His little cheeks. So yes, he's there up at the brewery, taking care of business one day, business, if you will. And so
What time was it?
this was probably around like noon, 1 p.m. Was it not? Was it
I
later?
served it up on a platter.
Oh,
Yeah.
I told you. So what time was it, Ty?
About 3:50.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Are you sure? Wasn't it? Maybe
I think it may have been closer to like 2:30. But that's just my timing's always off. Well, I don't know. So he's going around mopping the floors, and because he's just awesome, he cleans everything.
And he doesn't just brew. We paid him just to brew, and he does everything.
Yeah.
Like I can't do anything. She can barely.
this
do
guy's
anything.
I
fantastic.
barely
he's great.
have these.
He's great.
So he's
Okay.
sitting there, cleared everything out of the brew space, out of the tap room, and he's sitting there mopping the tap room, and he opens up the front door, I think is what it was, right? And he feels a little tickle on the back of his ankle, and he's like, "What is that?" And so he looks down, and there is a little snake. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a big snake. I like snakes, so this thing's probably like this long, like, you know. And
When he told us this story like
It's-
a week
it's
ago,
like
yeah, this is
a
the biggest
python.
snake. Yeah. Okay,
no,
good to know.
It's a cute
Good
little
to know.
grass snake. It's nothing major, but so he hates snakes. So he looks down. He sees the snake. It's like coiling up around his boot, and he's like, "Holy cow!" And he's like freaking out. And then this woman Cassandra, who is Cassandra?
Cassandra?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Cassandra.
She works for I think the real.
She does.
upstairs.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's in charge of our.
Our
she's a
building.
landlord.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she comes downstairs with a box, and she's like, "I got it." She goes and like picks the thing up. The snake got stuck in the door, by the way, because he freaked out so badly that he slammed the door shut, and the snake got stuck in the door and was immediately immobilized. So that's, I mean, his way of protecting himself.
He's still
but-
paralyzed
yeah,
in the
and
opposite
hiding in
corner of the building.
Yes, like, oh
What did
my
he look
gosh.
like? Give us the what did he?
Do you want to see what?
Yes.
Okay, it was kind of a. Oh no! Oh!
Wait, did he go British at the same time?
Scared British. Is that a It's a great
It is
term.
now.
What a little scallywagger! Like, yeah, it was hilarious. So this cool lady just comes downstairs, gets a box, and just like pretty much picks it up and puts it in the box. It's like, problem solved. And he's like, stay away from me, stay away. Sorry, David.
So you got to get over to TKO and go laugh at David. That's right. Oh, I wish you could hear us. Are we on in the lobby right now?
Oh
I
no!
think we got to turn it up if we're going to
Oh,
trash
no.
talk.
Absolutely.
Okay, wait. There was something else, though.
There's a second story.
okay.
So not
poison.
a
Yeah.
snake story, but a
Oh,
poison story.
yeah, that's right.
Yep. So
Snake and poison. That's all this brewery is. God, death never
Snakes
tasted
and
so
poison.
good.
We could
lately.
make a
Good
song
name for
about
one.
this.
Yeah.
Snakes and poison. Snakes and snakes. All right, continue.
So I did not know you had a
Diddle
good
around.
voice.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Singing and dad jokes.
Oh, man.
Whole package.
Whole package.
So we like brewing crazy styles. We do a new beer every week. So we do our big batches that are like more mainstays, and then we do like a special one-off, smash IPAs with a new, hop that we come across, or like 11% Belgian Golden, And I had the thought that I wanted to brew like a historical beer, like Norwegian, Finnish, whatever. So came up with a Sati or Gotlandstrik or whatever you want to call it, and they brew it with juniper. So I'm temporarily living at my parents-in-law, and they have a bunch of juniper trees in the back, by the creek where they live. So I was walking along, just walking the dogs, grabbed a branch, chopped it down, said, we're going to brew this beer. And that was 2 days ago.
Juniper berries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the whole thing. You put like the tree branch down in the bottom of the mash tun, and you
whole
mash on
plant,
top
basically.
of it.
Okay.
And then it lauders through it, and it picks up all the flavors. You put berries in later if you want to.
Yeah.
It's really cool beer. And so, I brought this up to the brewery, and I'd been facing on Facebook with a couple of guys that do this kind of beer, like hardcore. And I was asking, like, is this the poisonous time? Because there's juniper that's poisonous, and then there's a bunch of varieties. There's a couple that are poisonous. And so I asked, and they said, no, it's not. I did a little more research because I want to be very sure before
you
we
poison everyone.
Yeah.
Create
yeah.
homicide.
And, yeah. And so we did a little more research, and I told
Name for the beer, though.
David that we were doing this beer. Oh, sorry.
Juniper homicide.
Yeah. Oh.
Juniper.
Cha-ching.
Yeah. That's a great. So we'll have
find
to
a new
brew it.
customer base afterwards.
But at least they'll buy it first, and then we can worry about the rest
You
later.
always sell one.
Yeah.
Everybody's dying
No
to get
repeat
one
customers.
of these.
So how many people died?
0. It was an
Luckily.
almost accident, so it didn't really happen. But once again, David saved the day and said, "I think that's toxic," and I said, "I don't think so." We did a little more research and found out it gives you an upset tummy. It won't kill you.
Oh, so you won't die.
Yeah,
Come on.
Did I say tummy?
That's right.
So-
You're a dad. You can say
Yeah,
tummy
yeah,
or
yeah.
tum-tum. That's
Tum-tum.
acceptable as well.
It upsets your tum-tum.
Tum-tum.
So we didn't brew with the actual branches, and we bought some juniper that's food safe, and we ended up throwing that in there. So no tree
for the
branch in there.
best.
I was sad about that.
It's another tree
We're not going
branch.
to kill anybody or upset their.
Yeah, kind of the magic
They're
is
tum-tums.
lost at that point, right? It's like, well, if it would be cool,
Yeah.
but it poisoned people.
That should be your
Okay.
slogan, though.
Yeah.
We're not going to kill anybody.
You won't die by drinking
Probably.
this. Yeah.
Right.
Probably, maybe.
Well, okay, so let's talk a little bit about some of these folks. Some of these folks may not know what TKO is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe a little rundown on TKO Libations.
So TKO essentially started back in 2001. I was in college, and I swung by on the way down there to pick up a homebrew kit. And I brewed a beer, and one of my best friends, Corey Kaczynski, who is a business partner with me, came in from San Antonio and visited on a weekend and tried my very first homebrew batch. And he nearly spat it out. I think he drank it, but he was like, "This is the worst beer I've ever had." And I was like, "Thank you." And it was in Pepsi bottles. Like, it was stupid.
Oh,
I
God.
didn't go glass. I didn't get,
Oh, that is fun.
it was bad. And but in the
Didn't
same
even rinse them out. Just
Yeah,
kind of poured
yeah,
it on
yeah.
top of some old
Is this
crunchy
Pepsi or
Pepsi.
Pepsi flavored lager.
and he turned to me almost in the same breath. This is the worst beer I've ever had. We're gonna open a brewery one day. And it stuck. I mean, for some reason, like, it stuck. And I kept trying and failing. Finally started making some good beers, and we started entering some competitions as a group, and we started catching some awards and said, all right, if we catch a big award at Brew Riot this year, we're going to open up. If not, we're done. Business plan scratched, and we ended up taking a big award. So
Nice.
we took the leap of faith, and we were scouting out areas, and we found a beautiful spot in Castle Hills, which is kind of northwest of Josie and Hebron, southeast of 35 and 121. And so we're close. We're in Denton County, and very happy to be so. And found this beautiful spot. It's got a lake that you can actually see from. They call it a lake, Lake Avalon. It's not Lake Louisville. Very small, but it's a
So
cool
nobody
place.
dies in it.
I was about to say, so it's safe.
I haven't done all the research. I don't think
I
they have
held
Lady
back.
of the Lake, like any of those stories or anything like that. But
Oh, you need to start it.
yeah,
Yeah. that
with
would
the
be kinda
juniper or
fun.
without?
Oh. It's just that first beer that somebody
Yeah.
drinks,
Just
just
throw the
toss it into
bridge
the lake.
in the
Running
lake.
the yeah.
Floating
lake.
ducks
Also
all
the
in the
bodies
lake.
or what?
Yeah. So it's beautiful. There's really good people, really great neighborhood, and we've got really good food around us. We do our own small batch pizzas, and then you can bring in
Why
your
is
own
it
food.
pizzas?
I don't know.
What-
It's not
what makes
small
it-
batch. So beer
Oh,
put
is
the
small
air
batch,
quotes
and then I'm
around
like,
the wrong, like,
does that
choice
go
word.
with pizza? Small batch? Probably not. Like a personal.
Are those also made
personal
with
pizzas.
juniper?
No,
No, you can eat them.
that could be
You're
a good
fine.
pizza.
They're fine.
Yeah.
We
Juniper,
always
pepperoni.
are trying to find different toppings to put
Yeah.
on the pizzas.
Yeah.
And now we have a branch that we don't know what to do with it. So I think we just found its purpose.
You can bake the poison out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, this would be hilarious. Like you bring out a personal pan pizza, and there's just this 8-foot branch on top. And there you go.
Yes. Yeah.
Juniper homicide.
Love it. It's a great name.
That was a solid name. Well done.
I like
well
that.
done.
So we've been open for a little over a year and a half. This is actually my cousin. Lindsay is
Yes.
my cousin. And so we brought her on, to do distribution for us. She's done a great job.
Actually, you brought me on as a bartender
That's true.
first.
And she
so
said, I won't do this. I will not. No. I don't. What did you say?
Forget this.
I started as a bartender, I would say December of 2017. And I bartended for a couple months. They had these thoughts, like we need to get into distribution. We need to push our beer into, outside of our bubble. Like we need to get our name out there. And one day Ty was like, hey, I got a question. Do you want to run distribution? I'm like, heck yeah, I do. Like, that's awesome. I love what I do. And like, I think that it's awesome. I get to go out and meet new cool people like you guys. And
Sit around and drink all day.
yeah, it's the
Oh,
best
yeah.
job ever. But yeah, it was really cool. So that was about a year ago from like now or a month or so ago. Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Yes.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, cheers.
Bring it in.
All right.
So where are
Oh.
you guys distributing to? How far and what around here? Where can
I
we
would
find your beers?
say the farthest that I ever have is probably like Arlington, Lower Greenville. But right now we are in at Bearded Monk.
Thank you.
Yes. And then, so we're also around the area, Embassy Suites in Denton here.
Right on. Yeah.
Let's see. If you want to go closer to the colony, there's Barrel and Bones, Taps and Caps. We were in at Rock and Brews a few weeks ago.
That's a big old place, isn't it?
Yeah,
It is.
it's
Huge.
crazy. 56 taps, I believe. they have.
Okay.
Really good beer.
And then if you want to venture out a little bit more, we're in at Slater's 50/50 off Preston and Forest.
Okay.
We've got Liberty Burger. We've got Del Tostardo. We've got Village Burger Bar in the shops at Waters Creek, I believe is what it's called. And then, yeah, just a few more. I mean, it's cool. We're
Nice.
trying. I'm just
Expanding
trying
out
to
like crazy.
expand.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, get outside of there.
Go
That
hang out
level.
and taste some beers on folks. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
always fun.
We
Yeah.
gave her some goals. It's pretty cool. We gave her some goals, and she said, well, you need to make a consistent offering of the beers that I'm pushing. So we did that, and now she's crushing these goals. So
Right on.
it's pretty awesome.
Right on. Well,
Go team.
what are we drinking today?
I was going to ask
So
the same
today,
thing.
yeah. What do you think it
Twinsies.
is? Do we have a guess?
A real guess?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a Hefeweizen with orange
You
zest.
cheated. You cheated.
I've been drinking it all
4.5%,
day. I've got this on
Orange
draft
wheat.
back at the Bearded Monk right now.
You can't fool me.
So we have a Bavarian wheat beer. It's very clean. It doesn't have too much, not even any banana, I would say. Maybe a little bit of clove, to it.
Yeah.
But it's a clean, easy drinking wheat. And then we take this batch and we throw some orange zest into it. And I mean, it caught fire. Like we
It's
put it out there.
super fresh. Just
Yeah.
like, opens your palate. It makes you want to go sit on a patio and pound like 10 of them.
Oh, yeah.
Even though that's probably not
This-
safe. But
Actually, this makes me want to go sit at a pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This-
Yeah.
So
super
what
beautiful
makes it
wheat, orange zest.
Bavarian?
Wonderful.
So
for
the
summer
Bavarian
day.
style would be a little bit more of like that clean. It's more the yeast that you use, and you know this. I'm talking to her like she doesn't know this. You know this, but it's more of like the not like overly Weihenstephaner, like the super crazy flavors that you get out of that and aromas. It's just a mellow, easy drinking wheat.
So you're
Something,
looking for something with fewer banana esters,
Right,
maybe
yeah,
a little less
yeah.
color than average.
yeah. Just it's balanced, I would say.
Yeah, it
a lot
is
of our
for sure.
beers are balanced. You drink our West Coast IPA. It's got a really good amount of hops, but then it's got that malty backbone, so it's like highly supported by that. Our Southern Chap, our English brown ale, is probably a little bit more malt heavy, and then we
I
do some
like
other
that one,
one-offs.
though.
Yeah,
I got
Yeah.
to try
It's
both
nice.
the
Yeah,
West
that's right,
Coast and
yeah.
the brown at the shops at Willow Bend.
Yeah.
Both of our breweries were there for the
yeah.
Plano Beer Walk.
Yeah,
which
that was awesome.
Happens every couple of months, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we've got 3 more coming up this year.
yeah.
Yeah,
Golly.
super cool. Yeah.
in
It's
on
a
that.
really good way to try. What were there? 13, 15 different breweries.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Minus
It's a lot of
a
fun.
couple from the same brewery.
And it's
Yeah.
really cool to hear. Yeah, it's really cool to hear. We were talking to our taproom manager who works a lot of bartending shifts, and he's telling us, a lot of people have come in saying that they were at the Plano Beer Walk
Yeah.
and they want to come, taste what else we have. And I'm like, that is the goal. Like
That's
that,
awesome. Yes.
come do,
Yeah.
organic growth. Yeah.
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 That's amazing. And then Union Bear, so to work them into it, it's really cool because the shops at Willow Bend, where we were for that event, I think you guys and we are basically tied for the second closest to that, brewery wise. And then there's, the guys across the street from you,
yeah.
giant, fermenters and whatnot that are the closest. So it's really cool to have the three of us all kind of like in the same area. We'd do
Right
some
on.
beer walks
Yeah.
or probably beer buses or something. But
Right.
that'd be cool.
Ooh.
We'd
that's
love
a
to
good
partner with you
idea.
guys. They have fantastic beer. They have fantastic whiskey, which I'm really jealous of, and that's why we chose the name Libations, by the way. So we do craft soda one-offs. We want to pick that up a little bit more, but we also have
Yeah.
wine on tap.
Yeah,
But we want to
good
make
stuff.
our own whiskey someday, our own gin someday. We want to do our own wine someday. So Libations to us means the whole
All of it.
spectrum.
All liquids.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
so we're very, very much in the infancy stage, and she's helping get us past that. But we'll see. Maybe
That's the
someday
goal.
we'll,
That's
we'll
where
have
it's
some
headed.
whiskey in your place. We'll
That's
see.
awesome. I
But the
love
beer,
the
the
idea
beer
of
now.
craft sodas too.
Yeah.
We were
Oh,
talking
yeah.
with Chad from OHB a few weeks ago, and he was saying that they do craft sodas.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not something that I'd ever really thought about. So
No.
how do you make a craft soda? Do you put it in your fermenter to add the
No,
fruit
we don't do
carbonated or by the
huge
keg?
batches. So I do like just a little stovetop cooker on our the propane, and we throw random recipes together and try them out. But we make basically the syrup base for it, and then we throw it into a keg, and we put filtered water on top, and then we carbonate it just like you would like forced carbonating a beer. One cool thing that we do actually is we try to pair a soda flavor with a beer flavor that we have on tap, so that like kids and adults or non-drinkers and drinkers can come in and have the same flavor.
Parents and
but-
mini-me's.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I
That is
like
cool.
this.
Yeah, so we enjoy doing that and trying to do different things. Of course, now we're getting the call for root beer, so a root beer,
Yeah.
and a root beer, that's gonna be kind of fun and tough too. But
That
yeah,
sounds good though.
You're going to be sugaring up
I
your
love
draft
beer.
lines constantly now.
yeah, I think we might have to put them elsewhere. Actually, we have a separate kegerator for them. So, but yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and that's Bobby and Yanni. That's how they really got their start financially at Armadillo Ale Works. They were doing sodas before they got TTB and TABC approval, before they got legal approval to brew. So I think that's a great idea to continue that.
I think somebody else is doing that now too in Noble Ray's old farmers market shop or something like that. They're doing soda while they're waiting for their TABC license.
It's really
And
smart.
then they're going to start doing like a tap
Is that-
takeover every week.
Now, that should be
didn't know
Charlie
that.
Nelson down there. He
Is
was
it?
talking about doing like a tap takeover
Yeah,
bar.
that's who it is.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
they're just
Charlie
doing
Nelson.
sodas up until they get the
Oh,
approval
until
to
they
do
get
that.
approval.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Which is kind of
Gotcha.
cool. You build
Yeah.
the interest one way
Yep.
versus the other.
Charlie's a sweet boy. He's been on this show multiple times
Has
as
he?
well. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, love him.
So what is your favorite TKO beer so far that you've brewed?
Abbey Delight, hands down. It's actually not on tap now, but we're going to brew it again in a week or so. It's a Belgian strong dark ale, so I mean it's 9+%, but it's smooth. Like you can't tell that there's a lot of alcohol in it, and it's got that complexity and the depth of flavor and the change. Like when it warms up, it changes. It's a really fun beer.
Hold on. Wait, I'm pulling this. Keep talking. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up my Untapped to remember what we drank. We drank through a lot of beers last time.
Yeah, we did. I think I brought 9.
Nice.
I brought
Oh my
9
gosh.
different beers.
And it turned into
All in
like
Your style.
it
Yeah.
was like a full service
big or go
tasting.
home.
There
Yeah.
were what, like 15 people there?
Oh, they're just people kept coming. So I like to start, with the lighter stuff and then build our way.
Smart.
So people are walking up after we're getting into, the darker side of things. We're to the amber at this point out of the 9. And I'm like, do you want to start over? So I'm like trying to, well, so here, this is what you have. This is what you have. It was awesome though, 'cause there were so many people and like we got pretty good reactions, I would say, for most of them. So yeah, it was
cool.
It was really cool.
Yeah, that was
Just
a
the
lot.
more
of
the
fun.
more the merrier.
Oh yeah, and that gingerbread monster. That was good too.
That's a good one.
That is
heard about
But
that.
I don't think
I
about
need
it
to
until
try it.
wintertime, even though
Yeah.
it's on right now.
Yeah.
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 It's hot.
It's a great
My
one.
goodness.
Yeah, that's kind of maybe a little bit of a tougher one to down on a 95-degree day.
We have really good air conditioning though. So
Yeah.
I like
I
that.
sell
Go stand in the
HVAC
walk-in.
for
Go,
a
yeah,
good
go
job,
walk
so.
in the walk-in and just down that.
Yeah.
We'll give you a coat and go hang out.
Oh my
Got
gosh,
a
that's
fireplace
genius.
going.
That's a great idea.
Like
You
the,
get a tour
the
of
ice
the
sculpture
walk-in.
place.
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
ice,
Gaylord.
Gaylord.
Turn our
Yeah.
walk-in into the Gaylord and offer our beer outside of it.
We can
Okay.
fit 2 people in there.
Oh, it's so romantic while you're standing between kegs. Lines running all over the place.
I've got another beer that's on right now, I should say, is the Saison. So we have like a 9.5%, Franco Belgian farmhouse ale. It's not sour, but it's got that peppery bite and like, it's got the Belgian funk bite and stuff. So those are 2 of my favorites. One that's off, one that's on.
And then with that Saison, we did do a really cool take on that, and we aged it in, it was Messina Hof Cabernet barrels, right? Aged it in that, and that one's called Why Not? And it was dad joke. I named it.
joke. Come on.
I can't help myself. But no, it was really cool. We did an event over at Rock and Brews and like for the North Texas Beer Week, and it's great. It's a great one.
Nice.
It's a good beer if you don't like beer because it's got that wine character to it, and then
Super
it's a good beer
appley.
if you like beer.
That actually answered my next question. I was going to ask you if you had barrel aged, and particularly whiskey barrel aged,
Oh, yeah.
any of your beers as whiskey lovers.
Yeah, and we've got stories about everything. So, Balcones, I've aged a bunch of stuff in Balcones. We made a rice stout for a local sushi restaurant, like a stout, milk stout with rice, as one of the
Oh,
recipes.
right. I thought you said rye.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, rice.
but rice.
Yeah,
Rice.
and it was good. And we aged it in a blue corn whiskey barrel. But I had a story.
Your grain was rice?
Yeah, no, not the leading grain, but
Okay,
like one
gotcha.
of one of the lesser
In the bill.
the more
It
dominant.
reminded me of
lesser-
sake, but beer.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Right on.
It was
And the
awesome.
flavors and the aroma that came out of it, and then we aged it in the blue corn, and that took it to another level. But my wife and I got to go down about 4 years ago to Balcones and meet like the head distillers in their little secret lab and try all their White Lightning and shared beer with them.
Right on.
Yeah, and so I took patronage to them and aged some stuff in their barrels, and then we also had a wedding. One of my good friends got married up in Nashville, and we took like a 2-hour hiatus and picked up 5 Four Roses barrels and brought those back and aged them in those. So that was
Nice.
fun.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Four
Yeah.
Roses
Oh,
barrel
it's
ages
amazing.
were amazing.
Yeah, we did an imperial stout and then a breakfast stout that we do
Breakfast.
with.
I loved the
oatmeal. It's an oatmeal imperial stout that we put strawberries and coffee and cocoa in. So we figure it's like a full breakfast.
Nice.
You know what I
I
mean?
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, we do some fun stuff. How about y'all?
Get the whole meal
Yeah,
all
we
mixed
actually
in one.
are a part of a restaurant group, and so they will go and hand select barrels for the restaurant group. And since we're the only brewery in the group, we have the privilege of getting all of the barrels.
That's amazing.
So we've got a cherry quad aging, and we've brought out 2 of them already, but we've got 2 more coming out.
Okay.
Those are in a Knob Creek rye barrel and a
Yes.
Blanton's barrel. We got 3 Ben Milam barrels that we put our chocolate stout, our imperial chocolate stout.
That's going to be good.
Yeah, got a couple of black rye IPAs aging. We have the great privilege of getting to play with a lot of barrels since there's enough, they get the whiskey and distribute it, and then they bring us the barrels to
Such a
play
smart
with.
idea to
So
open that.
fun.
And you
Yeah.
too. 4 years, you said?
4 years.
My gosh,
Yeah, well, we're in
congrats.
the 4th year.
Yeah.
So it's going to
Wow.
be September will be, a
Big
4th
fast.
anniversary going into
Yeah.
the 5th year. Yeah.
I think I've still
That's
got my
great.
first anniversary sticker on my bottle.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
cool.
seriously.
The 1 year.
A
it's
Meat
awesome.
Paw original right there. Look at that.
awesome.
I'm a stalker.
Wow. Okay, so that one, I had met Brian Levings of Pint Services, he's also been on this show. And I said, man, I need somebody to help me with shirt artwork, poster artwork. And he said, well, my brother's down in San Marcos, and he's doing design work. He's doing some of the design work for, like, Middleton Brewing. And so I called him and talked to him. He said, yeah, okay. So a monk thing, a beer thing? All right, yeah, let me see what I can do. And he sends me this sketch 2 days later. It's like, hey, I did this sketch. What do you think? I'm like, oh, what? That's awesome. And we could never find a place for it until that anniversary. And his brother was like, yep, this could be it. That's the shirt design. That's the sticker design.
deal.
That's the poster
Yeah,
design.
that's cool.
Yep.
It's really cool when something happens, like one and done, right? You don't have to, like, keep changing. That's cool.
Yeah, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so we're drinking the Orange You Glad now,
Yep.
right? That's what's outside. That's what we've got back at the Monk. That's what we're going to go back and do some more drinking, I think. Yeah. Do you guys, you're not packaging right now.
We're not, so we're thinking about doing, well, we are, I guess you should say. Like, we're a brew
Well,
pub.
we're not getting,
Right,
it's
we're not
getting out into the
on
market,
shelves
right,
or anything
yeah.
like that, but we sell 32-ounce growlers to go right now, and we're investing in 16-ounce
Growler
system.
fills and
Yeah.
that.
Right
And
on.
then, yeah,
Yeah.
so.
So
Yeah.
we're technically a brew pub, so we
Yeah.
can do that. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons we chose to be a brew pub, because, we didn't see that the laws were going to change that fast, which thank God. I mean, it's really cool that they
Surprise,
did.
right?
It's weird
Yeah.
being in
Yeah.
Texas and seeing that, like, we're the last bastion for that, but
But another
cool
cool
that it
thing is
happened.
and where we're at, we can do beer to go in another way where we have a plastic cup. They are legally allowed to walk around with beer in the area.
Okay.
Like
it's Marty
like,
Gras
go walk
all year
down to the
long,
lake.
just like here.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
You walk
So-
around the streets and hang out.
Yeah.
And there's some cool
it's
stuff
beautiful.
within the area.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a-
right on.
Good food. I mean, there's you think about, like, the Chinese, the Japanese, the ramen food. I
The
mean, there's
pizza, the Mexican food, that literally
burgers,
everything.
charcuterie. I mean, there's everything packed in this little tiny neighborhood, shopping center.
That's
beautiful.
awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, I love
it's really
it.
cool. And there's
Absolutely
golf
love it.
carts flying around with kids driving all over the
It's
place.
such a
They look
wonderful
like
thing.
they're 7.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
such a
It's
wonderful thing
funny.
to be able to legally take a beer outside.
Uh-huh.
It made me nervous at first.
Yeah.
Here.
No, I just did, and
drank.
I'm like-
I drank it in
You're
front
looking
of
over
some
your
police
shoulder.
officers.
Yeah.
I was like,
Where's
But-
my brown paper bag to put over my glass?
right, I was sweating, but in a happy way.
Yeah.
That's really cool that you guys
The
are
happy
able to
sweats.
pour beers that people can just walk around
Ew.
and drink.
Yeah. So we have big outdoor,
sweats.
concerts, a few times a year.
Right on.
And so that's really fun to, like, be able to sell beers to go, right out on our front porch. We can, set up shop like we did here.
And this is a cool setup, too.
Oh,
like
it's
bringing
so
the
cool.
2-tap jockey box and
Yeah.
hanging out.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Love it.
Yeah.
So you can hang out, serve some beer. You guys go enjoy, go shopping, go eat
Uh-huh.
somewhere.
Take a
yeah.
walk around
Well, and
the
I
love
think it
that.
helps with shopping. I
Yeah.
think people buy more. I don't know. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
Oh, I know I do.
Absolutely.
I absolutely know
God,
I
don't
do.
take me to Target after I've had a few. This happened actually one time. I had a few drinks. I go to Target for only dog food. I spent $500.
Jeez.
What?
And I also spent $400 at Old Navy the other day.
That's why they put the bars in Whole Foods. I get it now.
Good plan.
Whole Foods is brilliant with that plan.
Right? Good
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good idea. That's a
Cool.
good idea.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, I
It
need
attacks
this.
people like me. I'm like, give me all the things.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Especially food. Yeah.
10 pounds
that's
of
my
sesame
favorite.
sticks? Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Bingo.
Why not?
Oh,
Buy
yes.
20 pounds of pudding.
Was that the quad? Did we just finish it? I think we
That's
did.
it. That is it all the way.
Yes, a fun game.
Well, and I think the next show is about to start up. and the
Cool.
party's going to continue. Want to
Wonderful.
hang out? We'll serve some samples and
Yeah.
hang out with folks and go back and party back at the Monk.
Yeah, I'm going to
Cool.
start busking
Love to.
over at LSA. I can usually bring the crowd that's waiting for their food
nice.
to come have some beers.
You
while
can
they
stand
wait.
on the sidewalk. You can come drink with us in the
Yep.
AC. Yeah.
Okay.
Come
Yeah,
on.
come on, everybody. Yeah.
Come on
All
over.
right.
Come on over.
Oh, no. All right. We're going to start karaoke tonight, too? Oh, we got a
Ty
plan.
does not approve.
No, I do. I just 2 times. You're singing on this show 2 times.
Sorry. I'm just trying to bring my way to fame, okay?
I'm trying to get a record deal. All right, well, let's go do some more drinking.
Cool.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you guys for joining us today. This is awesome.
Absolutely.
And thank
Thanks
you
for
for driving all the
having
way over
us.
here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally
right.
worth it. I loved it.
Great
Every
beer.
minute.
Cheers.
Let's go party
Cheers.
some more.
I'm gonna cheers my
Oh,
empty.
see, and
I
you're
am doing.
empty. Oh, all
Looks
right.
like I need a refill.
And you guys, thank you for joining us again for another episode. Come out and join us tonight.
Yeah.
Let's do some drinking. Let's go back to the Monk.
Be here for a while.
Oh, and it's Sanford's last day. Our very first bartender is leaving for Indianapolis.
Wow.
Yeah, so he is doing a concert and an art show back at the Monk. That's what we're walking back into.
That's cool.
Yeah, so come up here, get free beer with us, and then let's go back to the Monk and drink some more of this beer. This is going to be great.
I'm
Agreed.
excited.
All right,
Let's
cheers,
do it.
guys.
Happy Friday.
Cheers, y'all.
Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to thank our partners and sponsors who made this show possible. And now stick around for a word from all of us here at Discover Denton.